Hello, and welcome to From the Ground Up, delving into the work of the SFHC, where we talk all things projects, communities, and stories from our people and partners across the globe. I'm Sammy Landsman, a student at Cornell University, and I am joined by Carmen Besner-Kerr, who narrated today's episode interview. Carmen had the awesome opportunity to talk with Rogers Msachi, a long-term community promoter of SFHC, and Laifelo Dakashoni, or Doc, who is the Deputy Director of the SFHC in Malawi. Today, we're going to listen to a little bit of the interview between Carmen and the promoters, with just a few interruptions from me, as the Wi-Fi did cut out multiple times in the recording. We'll hear their conversation about the work they do and how important the center is in their training. For purposes of understanding the recording with more ease, Msachi is more comfortable speaking in Tumbuka, so sometimes when Doc's voice appears, it's actually him translating Msachi's answer. So let's take a listen.
My name is Laifelo Dakashoni. I work here as a Deputy Director, looking at the finance and administration.
My name is Rogers Msachi. I can say I'm head promoter.
To begin with, question number one, can you just explain for the audience, if someone has never seen the Farmer Research and Training Center and the demonstration farm, what is it? What is it for? What is this place?
This place is used for training other farmers who come and learn from the demonstration plots. Most of this place is managed by the promoters. So being promoters, they are also farmers. So there's a farmer-to-farmer exchange of the knowledge. When the farmers come, they also come with their own knowledge, practices, and different seeds separately from the other plots as well. This demonstration garden has several sections in there because it was designed using permaculture design. You find there is a recreation center where natural trees were left there to grow. The power of having regeneration forest. And from there, the water harvesting tank, which holds close to 36,000 liters of water. Next to that rainwater harvest tank, there is also where different fruits are grown, including oranges, avocados, lemons, or lime, bananas. Beyond that, then you find a section where there is livestock. What's in the livestock, Saji?
We have pigs, then chicken, and we have fish.
Fish?
The next to the livestock, there's a fish pond, whereby we have fish in there, tilapia, known as jambo in local language. Then next to that, a reservoir, which is like a forest band which covers the outside of the garden, just to control the wind so it shouldn't affect the wheat. We have also beehives. There's beekeeping in there. Then next to that, there is a vegetable garden whereby different vegetables are grown. Mostly it's local vegetables being grown there. And in the middle, that's where the cropping system, whereby all the demo plots are mounted. You planted this year in this demo plots?
We have planted sorghums, then we have soya beans, maize, as well as mukuna. Then we have planted cassava.
In addition, we're trying some legumes. These are jack beans as well as lab.
The jack bean and the new legumes, is that with the Seeds Knowledge Initiative?
Yes, it was brought by the one who was supporting us in trying to design the gardens from Seed and Knowledge Initiative, SKI, John Zira, who brought the jack bean as well as the lab seed for us to use in the intercropping.
Wow. So this is incredible. I mean, I've never seen the center, and I had no idea that you had done so much in 5-6 years. So it sounds like you have just an enormous diversity of components and techniques that are being used at the center, from the demonstration crops to the fish pond and the reservoir. So can you tell me about the purpose of the center as a whole? You have all of these different components. What do you use them for? How do you use them to work with farmers? What is the role of the center in your work?
We divide groups. We go to each demonstration. Some of them they're going to go where we plant maize and sow pigeon beans. Then you can take another group to another demonstration. So we're working together, but in dividing so that we can...
Unfortunately, Wi-Fi did cut off the end of Roger Msachi's answer, but he explained how in dividing groups of farmers and showing them each demonstration plot, the center is used completely to educate farmers about each component of farming all of these different vegetables and different agroecological methods of planting. Here is Doc, who's translating Msachi's answers.
This place is used for training other farmers who come and learn from the demonstration plots. Most of this place is managed by the promoters. So being promoters, they are also farmers. We also involve chiefs around the center who come to appreciate what is happening at the center as well and learn seeds from us to plant in their own gardens as well if they like the indigenous seeds which they might have not even seen them in their own communities as well.
Can I ask, Dak, do you remember when you first had the idea for the center? What made you decide to create that?
We thought if we had our own place where we would be independently demonstrating, use it as a learning center, learning place where farmers could come and exchange knowledge, and even other students within the country and outside the country could come and share their experiences. That was the Kasisi Agriculture Training Center in Zambia. We even went to Nairobi, to GBIAG. We even went to Tanzania with some farmers to see SAT, that is the Sustainable Agriculture. So from there, then what we saw from there is when we said, well, some were too sophisticated for us, like Kasisi is too mechanical. GBIAC was more or less localized. The same with the SAT in Tanzania was more localized. So we tried to blend what we saw in these 3-4 places, or so to say, to see what can we manage at our own center. So what you see or you will see at the SFHC Learning Research and Learning Center is like a blend of several places we have seen. Somewhere we saw the rainwater harvesting, somewhere we saw the fish pond, somewhere we saw the livestock, somewhere we saw the beehive. So we put all these into one place, and the vegetable garden too. So yeah, but the main reason where the farmers would come, exchange knowledge, exchange information, and learn how to do things better in their own gardens.
So it's a real sort of mixture of some parts from other centers that you saw and were inspired by, but also it's very specific to the work that you do at SFHC and for exchanging knowledge and exchanging techniques with other farmers. There must have been challenges along the way, Are there any challenges in particular that you remember as something that you had to get through?
Yes, there were several challenges. Sachi, because he's one of the
The team did face several challenges, one of which they explained was choosing the land and getting local chiefs on board with the decision to choose a central location. And although that answer got cut off, we have Carmen to intercept.
So you were just in the middle of explaining how, as you were choosing the land, Msachi, you were negotiating with the local chiefs. The area is very central to your work.
Here is Doc translating for Msachi again.
Yeah, so after discussing with the chiefs, The local chief, Sachi, is at the central point whereby the farmers could walk from all different corners and to come and along the main road, so people can come by taxi or bicycle taxi. It's like maybe 5 meters from the main road. Nearby, there were running water, the tap water, which we thought it was going to be easier to connect to the clean water. Then afterwards, it's when the senior chief in Twaro was contacted to show him the place so that he can give us a go-ahead to say, well, this is really the land which you are given by the smaller chief, but I'm also putting a consent to say this place is yours. You can do any developmental work on this particular land.
So can you tell me a little bit more about your work nowadays at the center? Are you still involving the local chiefs? Are you still working with the top chief today? Or do you mainly work sort of independently at the center?
As of now, we're still working hand in hand with the chiefs. The local ones are the senior chief. Even the senior chief for some meetings comes to use the center. And when they are here, they go around to learn from the demonstration plots. They don't get a bigger role in the operations, but yes, we involve them to come and see what is happening at the same time.
Wow, you've done so much in 7 years. I know that you're constructing dormitories next, right? Can you explain why this is an important part of the center to have dormitories?
The dormitories are there, those farmers who are coming from far during the exchange visits or during the learning, so that they can have more time to learn from each other.
Mm-hmm. So when you look sort of over the long trajectory of since 2013, you had the idea, 2015, you started working with Adam Sachi to find the land, and now we're in 2021. What do you see for the future? Are there changes? Are there projects that you would like to develop at the center and at the farm? What do you hope?
Our big vision is center as a self-reliant center by turning it into an eco-tourism. Could be broken into short courses whereby local or to learn. It's a long way to finish the dormitories. The center is not fully finished because we don't have the funds, it's not there. But in the long run, we would like to see that this center is a center of attraction for all the agroecology practices. What we're thinking is that to turn this into a hub of agroecology training or approaches. That's the big vision which we have to say, well, that would be a wonderful achievement. I think if the farmers would really appreciate that.
So a self-reliant center where the curriculum is sort of broken into short courses and delivered by the FRT. And then ultimately in the long term, there are these changes in the dormitories, moving away from Farms for Biodiversity. But this should be a hub, a center for agroecology for farmers from all over the world to come and learn from Malawian farmers. Whew, wow. It sounds like amazing work. So if I can thank you, Adam Sachi, for your answers and Dak for translating. Your answers are inspiring as usual. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Whew. Thank you, Carmen and Adam Sachi and Doc, for your wonderful contributions. The center is clearly so important for the work of the SFHC, and we are so grateful to be able to share some of that with you today. For more information on how you can donate to complete the construction of the center, visit our website, soilandfood.org/projects. Until next time, I'm Sammy Landsman, and this was From the Ground Up.